Hey everyone, it's Friday today, bringing in the new year. Got another check. This one was for $16,000. This isn't our full amount. We still got to pay our client out of this. But we got a decent chunk out of here. And yeah, it's always good to end the week with a check. So I wanted to talk more about kind of the investor mindset and also talk about the ripple effect that your actions have. Okay, so this check, you saw it was for $16,000. Our profit is around $4,800 net, but we had some attorney's costs. So our attorney's fees were about $1,100 on this deal. So really, we're looking at about $3,700 net profit on this deal. So it's still not a home run, just a base hit. It's actually a little less than I personally like to do, make $4,000 net if it's just me doing the deal. And this was just my deal. This wasn't with a JV partner or anything. This was just me. So it's $300 less than I like to make, but at the end of the day, $3,700 is still not bad. Now let's go back to the cost, right? My cost was $1,100. And so I've seen this a lot. People worry about the attorney's costs. And I've spoken about this several times. There's 3 different ways you can pay attorneys. You can pay them hourly, a flat rate, or contingency, or a percentage of the deal. So this one started out as a flat rate. There were some complications, so I paid the flat rate plus some hourly fees. Here's the thing, guys. I didn't pay all of that up front, okay? The attorney actually did the work first before they got paid. And really, I just barely paid them, a few weeks ago. So, and now I have the check. So now I'm not really out of pocket anything because I've just been reimbursed for my costs, and I'm going to pocket my net profits $3,700. So I just want to bring up this point. Instead of worrying about the cost, look at it as an investment. I mean, if you had a machine and you put $1,000 into that machine and got $3,000 back, how many times would you use that machine? How many times would you do that? As long as you could, right? And that's essentially what I did with this deal is, I paid $1,100, I get $3,700 back. So attorneys are an expense, but they're also an investment in your business. And there's certain things that every business has expenses. But if that expense is going to make you money, it's not an expense, it's an investment. So change your mindset a little bit on that. A lot of people want to do it themselves to save money. That's fine. I've done that. I've been there. But if hiring an attorney versus doing it yourself is the difference between you actually getting the deal done and not, hire the attorney. What else? What other investment/expenses are there? Marketing. Marketing is the lifeblood of every business. So, maybe you're sending out letters. That's an expense, but I've sent out letters for, $1 a piece, maybe, probably less than that, and gotten deals from it. So that is an expense. Let's say I spend $100 sending out letters, but if I get one deal that pays me $3,000 or $4,000, that's a huge return on investment. You spend $100 to get back $3,000. So again, change your mindset about expenses and investments, okay? If it has the potential to make you money, it's an investment, not an expense. I'll leave it at that. Other things that you may want to invest in the overage business is data, foreclosure data, getting the right information so you can make a determination if you have a deal on your hands. Like skip tracing is a good example of this. Like I pay a few $100s a month for my various skip tracing softwares that I use. And these help me find people. These help me find the claimant, or find a neighbor, or find a relative so I can get in touch with the claimant. It's an expense, but if it means the difference between me finding them and not, then I'll pay the price. I'll make that investment in software, in data, in information. Knowledge is another thing. I continually invest in knowledge, in courses, mentors, not just in overages, but in marketing, in business, to reach a higher level, and to basically, the more skilled you are, the more dangerous you are, okay, in business. And so I'm constantly trying to find new ways to market, new ways to beat out my competition. How can I get to the claimant first? How can I provide more value to the claimant? How can I stand out from the competition? These are all questions that you need to be asking and answering in order to run a successful business, okay? And in order to gain those skills, it's going to cost money and it's going to cost time. But again, it's not an expense. If it makes you money, it's an investment, okay? So when I purchase a course and I use the course, maybe it's on Facebook or marketing, or maybe it's just on another strategy, another real estate strategy. I have done other deals besides just overages. I've been in wholesaling. I've done stuff with judgment liens. Right now I'm working on some like pre-auction, pre-foreclosure stuff. So there's real estate is so multifaceted. It's crazy the amount of strategies that are out there. Like, people are familiar with buy and hold, fix and flip, wholesaling. Those are like the three biggies. But there's like 20, 30 other strategies out there that you could make money in real estate. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So I just wanted to touch on that, the difference between looking at something as an expense versus an investment, okay? The other thing is that I want to touch on briefly is the ripple effect. What does that mean? What you do today will determine how much you get paid in 3 to 4 months from now, okay? This deal was a very long deal. It was the first deal that we've done in that state, and it took over 6 months, okay? Just because the court system there they took forever. Nothing we can do about that. It just is what it is. But going back, had I not worked this deal 6 months ago, I wouldn't have gotten this check today, okay? Last week I showed you a check out of Georgia. That was a 4-month deal, I think. Had I not worked that deal 4 months ago, I wouldn't have got the check last week. The checks that I will receive moving forward are from work that I did months ago, okay? So be aware of that. Be aware that what you do today is going to determine how much you get paid down the road, and the ripple effect. So use that to your advantage and focus on the money-making activities. Really simple. One of the things you should be measuring in the overage business is how many contracts are you sending out? Because if you're sending out contracts, that means you're getting in touch with people and you're talking to people and you're making offers. So that is one simple thing, one simple metric you can use to determine if you're going to get paid or not in this business. How many contracts are you sending out? And then how many contracts are you getting signed? Very simple, okay? And that's one important metric that I use to kind of gauge how the business is doing, okay? So those are a couple tips for you today. Hopefully those are valuable. If you have questions, leave them below, subscribe to the channel, And if you want to get started in the overage business, you can visit my website, overagesyndicate.com. There's a series of videos you can watch, kind of going over my story and more in depth of the business. If you don't want to watch a bunch of videos, you can go to overagecourse.com, and basically you can learn from me how I do the business and how you can get started in overages as well and doing these types of deals. So if you want to do that, check out those two websites, overagesyndicate.com and overagecourse.com. And other than that, that's all I have for you. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you later. Thanks, guys.